Welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Berkeley County Board of Education meeting this Tuesday, January 16th, 2018. I call this meeting to order. I declare a quorum is present and the media has been notified. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Make the motion.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Ramsey, a second by Reverend Spann to approve the agenda. I'd like to say there are multiple agendas tonight. We're starting out our new format, starting off with going into executive session first, which I'm excited about, and hopefully we will all go home earlier and be fresher tomorrow. So I'm very excited about new agendas, and we'll just work through it tonight as we learn all together. So all in favor of approving the agenda, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Nay. The agenda is approved. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll now move on to agenda item 1D, the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting on December 12th, 2017. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Ramsey, a second by Mr. Wright, to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of December 12th, 2017. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Next, we'll move on to citizen comments. In order to conduct the meeting in an orderly and efficient manner, we ask that you honor the following guidelines. Stakeholder comments are welcomed and encouraged. However, the board will not take immediate action on public comments at this meeting. Any person wishing to address the board must register prior to the meeting. Comments must be regarding programs, policies, or procedures. Comments regarding complaints against employees other than district-level executives or references to students other than the child of the speaker will not be heard in public session. Groups addressing the same topic should select one speaker. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. The board chair reserves the right to allot additional time or halt public comments that do not adhere to the guidelines. I'd like to invite to the podium Ms. Angela Simmons, who would like to discuss diversity. Ms. Simmons, welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
To Board Chair Warford, board members, Superintendent Dr. Ingram. My purpose in speaking to you this evening is twofold. First, on behalf of the Berkeley County Progressive League, I would like to thank you, Dr. Ingram, for sharing in our celebration yesterday, honoring the life and legacy of a great American, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. I would also like to thank the Goose Creek High School Spirit of Gold Band and the Cross High School Trojan Band for their excellent performances. I thank the board for your cooperation and allowing them to participate. The theme of our program yesterday was MLK 50, Where Do We Go From Here? I believe you, as members of our school board, play a great role in answering that question. As Dr. Ingram can attest, much of the conversation yesterday centered around diversity. And that is the issue as president of the Berkeley County Progressive League and as a district ambassador that I bring to you now. In Berkeley County, we have 24 elementary intermediate schools, 12 middle schools, and 10 high schools, totaling 46 schools. Within those 46 schools, we have 9 head principals of color. And out of that 9, only 1 is male. To the community which I serve, that is an extraordinary lack of diversity. My math gives me about 20%. Sitting at the December 12th meeting, I saw 4 white females placed in lead principal positions. I am not saying that any of them were not qualified. And I do understand opening a new school and wanting someone familiar with the area to lead. However, there are opportunities to lessen the diversity gap, and you fail to seize upon those opportunities. The old adage used to be, we can't find qualified candidates. Well, I know that that was not the case in this instance, because I know personally of at least one person, very highly qualified, with doctoral credentials, who applied for one of the positions and did not even receive the courtesy of an email saying, "Thank you for your interest in Berkeley County." My mother would have referred to that as just good home training. So where do we go from here? I know we now have a chief diversity officer, but you don't need anyone to tell you that 9 out of 46 is unacceptable. I began teaching in Berkeley County in 1977. In the 1978-79 school year, Marrington Elementary was established. For 14 years, I was the only African-American teacher in that school, the only professional of color that my students saw on a daily basis. It wasn't until the Justice Department stepped in that what I now call the new Reconstruction in Berkeley County took place. I should hope that will not have to happen, and those measures will not have to be taken again to fix the problem we are now facing. If you need help in finding and vetting good candidates, there are many retired educators and administrators in this county who welcome the opportunity to assist you. Dr. King said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." And this matters. It matters that our children of color see adults of color in lead positions in their schools. They need to know, she looks like me, he looks like me. If they can do it, so can I. So where do we go from here? Good intentions are not enough. Dr. King also said, the time is always right to do what is right. You've got to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. We'll now move on to agenda item 3, executive session. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Condor, a second by Mr. Wright to enter into executive session. The stated purpose of executive session is to receive legal advice regarding pending litigation, to discuss pending employment matters, to include the appointment of administrators. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. We are now in executive session. Is there a motion to return to regular session?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Wright to return to regular session. I'd like to state for the record that no action was taken in executive session. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor of returning to regular session, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. We are in regular session. We will now move on to action as needed from executive session. Administrative recommendations from the superintendent.
Madam Chairwoman, administration recommends the nomination of Miss Erica Wyatt as new assistant principal for Devon Forest Elementary, effective January 22nd, 2018.
Is there a motion?
It is my pleasure to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mrs. Erica Wyatt as the new assistant principal for Devon Forest Elementary with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Lee, a second by Mr. McQuillan, to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Ms. Erica Wyatt as the new assistant principal for Devon Forest Elementary with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Welcome. Hold on. Welcome, Ms. Wyatt, if you want to stand up. Do you have any family here with you? Who did you bring with you?
3 daughters and my husband.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Madam Chairwoman, I would like to recommend to the board to accept the recommendation to name Mr. Steve Brandenburg as our new OSHA Safety Officer for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect no later than February 5th, 2018.
Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mr. Steve Brandenburg as the new OSHA/Safety Officer for the Berkeley County School District with a contract to take effect no later than February 5th, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Ramsey to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mr. Steve Brandenburg as the new OSHA Safety Officer for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect no later than February 5th, 2018. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Mr. Brandenburg, welcome to Berkeley County. Did you bring anybody with you? Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome.
Madam Chairwoman, I'd like to recommend Mr. Robert Fernandez as the new Risk Manager for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018.
Is there a motion?
Madam Chairwoman, I make the motion to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mr. Robert Fernandez as the new risk manager for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect January the 22nd, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Ramsey, a second by Mr. McQuillan, to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mr. Robert Fernandez as the new risk manager for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Congratulations, Mr. Fernandez. Where are you? Congratulations. Did you bring anybody with you? Excellent. Well, congratulations on your promotion.
Madam Chairwoman, I'd like to recommend to the administration, from the administration, Mr. Patrick Wilson as the new internal auditor for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018.
I move to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mr. Patrick Wilson as the new internal auditor for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion by Wofford, a second by Mr. McQuillan, to accept the recommendation of the administration to name Mr. Patrick Wilson as the new internal auditor for Berkeley County Schools with a contract to take effect January 22nd, 2018. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Mr. Wilson. Did you bring anybody with you? Very good. Thank you. Welcome to Berkeley County. Is there any other action as required from executive session? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Ramsey to adjourn. We'd like to take this opportunity to say we are moving into our new format tonight, which will have multiple meetings all in one meeting. So we will adjourn multiple times, but we won't actually adjourn until we are finished out in the boardroom for our workshop. So we have a couple of different things we're doing tonight. So we'll do academics, then we will do finance, and then lastly, we will do facilities and capital planning. We'll adjourn that final meeting and go out into a board workshop to do some shared values work. So bear with us. This is set up so that each committee has a chairman and 2 members. All board members will be able to participate in discussion, but when questions are called, only the 3 board members on the particular committee will vote. So that committee will do their business, and it just so happens now, as we're set up and how we've traditionally been set up, everybody's all here at the same time. That won't always traditionally, how we've traditionally done things is going to change. But so for tonight, we're all sitting up here. Anyone can participate in discussion, but when any questions are called by the chairman, only the 3 members of that committee will vote. So it's a little bit different. We've never done it before. We've never been practiced it before because we can't really do that. So we'll just do the best we can tonight. So after we adjourn this meeting, we'll immediately call the committee meeting for academics to order. So hopefully that makes sense. Does anybody have any other discussion before we adjourn?
After, if it makes it out of committee, though, then it goes back to the board to be voted on by the full board.
Yes.
Just for clarification.
Yes. So the committee action will be a recommendation to the full board. So how we'll be set up in the future is one meeting a month will be committee meetings and one will be full board meetings. And the full vote of the board will be required for final action. Hopefully it will make us more efficient and also have more time as a committee to dig through the details and have a better understanding of doing business. So our goal is to be a more effective board. So definitely something new that we are going to work through. And we're also working as a board on our shared goals and values and protocols to work into our strategic plan and then into the budget. So we've put a lot of things on one night tonight. Normally we would do these over multiple nights. So bear with us. Thank you for being here. So we'll now, if no one has any other questions about this adjournment, we'll call the question to adjourn this main meeting and move into committee meetings. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Adjourned.